They say carnivore only works because you're restricting all the bad stuff. I disagree with that. We're going to talk about that just a little bit today. Hello everyone, Semi-Retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What you're watching is you're watching me walk. I know that doesn't seem super exciting, but if you consider 3 years ago, I could barely stand for a couple of minutes without severe pain, and now I'm out here walking every day. It gets just a bit more interesting. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 62 years old, and I'm doing things I couldn't do when I was 40, like out here walking every day. I do want to take just a moment and apologize for yesterday's video. I was obviously a bit on the stressed out side with my truck being stolen, and that's bad enough, but all the stuff that was in the back of the truck needs to be replaced. So I spent a good portion of last night and this morning trying to remember what all was in there and putting it on my Amazon wish list. Not because I'm asking anybody to go buy me something. It's just there, so as I remember it, I put it someplace, and then when I can afford to replace it, I will. Of course, the first thing I have to do is replace my truck. But that's not what today's video is about. I was watching somebody, I don't even remember who the heck it was, but they were talking with somebody else, and basically the guy was saying, well, the only reason people feel good on carnivore is because you're cutting out all the seed oils and processed food and junk food and all that stuff. Well, there might be a little bit of truth to that. I can't say one way or the other. But what I will tell you is that for the longest time, when I was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I tried to follow their guidelines as closely as possible, which included, fruits, vegetables, lots of whole grains, all that stuff. And all that did for me was several years later treat me to a triple bypass surgery. So I don't think that's exactly right. I think we find that within the muscle meat of large ruminant animals and its associated fat, that all of the essential nutrients, and in this particular instance, essential means we have to consume it because our body can't make it. Red meat and its fat has all of it. There's nothing that we have to have that isn't in red meat and its fat. I think I'm living proof of that. The other little quick topic I wanted to cover, I had somebody say, well, you ought to check the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in that ground beef you're eating because you might not be getting the right amounts. Well, first thing I'm going to say to that is I feel pretty good. And if I have an imbalance of some sort, it's not something I worry about that much. However, I haven't talked about this in quite some time because everybody thought it was a little on the gross side, but I do about once a week when I make my ground beef. Just before it's done cooking, I will throw, I know it's not the best salmon in the world, but just a can of salmon, chunk salmon. I'll throw that in there with the ground beef, and sometimes I throw a can of tuna in there, just in case I need a little extra omega-3. I know some people throw a can of sardines in there. I don't like sardines because when I put either salmon or tuna in with my ground beef, I can taste it, but it tastes like ground beef with a little bit of tuna or a little bit of salmon flavoring. When I throw sardines in there, it tastes like I'm eating a great big plate of sardines with a slight beef flavor to it. And I just don't like them. And while enjoying your food is not required to get healthy, I think it certainly helps. You know, if we're eating stuff just because this person said it's good for you, but we don't really enjoy it, we're probably not going to stick to it. If we're eating things we enjoy, we're probably going to stick to it better. And that's really where it's at, the consistency. You know, if we eat something we don't really like 4 or 5 days a week, the other days we're more likely to go for something that we really enjoy. And that's probably not going to be carnivore. But if we enjoy steaks and ground beef and eggs and bacon, who doesn't enjoy bacon? We're much more likely to stick to it. And consistency is the key. You know, how many times have we done one of these fad diets over the years where we were starting to see results? It's like, this is going pretty well. I'm 2 weeks into it. Time to celebrate. And that one day of celebration food knocks the whole thing off its wheels. You can tell I'm struggling with where the sun is. It's quite a bit earlier than I normally get my walk in. Going by the house now. Gonna go down to the other corner and back. But Dave, my boss, the owner of the miniature golf course, is coming over today. And because I haven't heard peep one out of the police department, so I'm assuming they haven't found my truck, we're going to go vehicle shopping today. I got a line on a couple of mostly decent vehicles that should do what I need them to do. We'll see how it goes today. But it's nice to be out this early in the morning sometimes. It's still a little cool out. I think it's only about 58 degrees, but at least it's not brutally cold out. And it's not hot yet either. It's just a nice, normal kind of a morning in Omaha, Nebraska. Down at this corner. Why is there so much traffic out here at 9:30 in the morning? Shouldn't these people already be at work? I guess I'll walk back up this way a little bit while the traffic clears. Not that I need the traffic to clear to do what I'm going to do here, but I'm a little self-conscious about it. Good grief. Here comes another thing. And another one. But once they all clear, now that I'm down by the corner, I'm going to sprint back up to the house because I've walked enough to be warmed up, and here we go. Okay. That wasn't too bad. That was from the stop sign down there up the hill back to the house. I don't think that's quite 25 yards, but it's close enough for today. I don't want to push it too much because I've still got the dance concert this weekend. But yeah, if I find a vehicle today, I will certainly let y'all know about it. But hopefully some of what I said today made sense. That's what I've got for you today. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.